Gary, come here. All right. All right, Gary. Look at you. We're running off from top. I say so. So, Gary. All right, Gary. Gary, that was one of the best rides I've ever seen. Great.
This is Hanging with Lavs. Welcome to Hanging with Lavs. This is Gary Laurent. He is a legend in the sport of BMX. I don't know if some of you may or may not know him, but he has been around for a good minute. And his competition resume and his BMX resume, and it doesn't even matter. It's very huge, but the number one thing, I think, is that you still ride.
Hi, my name's Gary Laurent from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm gonna break down the mechanics of a backflip.
You still ride today, and you still flip, no problem. You still 360, no problem.
Yeah.
You still do stunts, no problem. So, what do you attribute that to?
Honestly, it's just the desire to stay on my bike. I mean, since I was 9 years old, all I wanted to do all day long, every day, was get on my bike and ride. I mean, even before I started racing, I didn't start racing until I was 11. But before that, I just wanted to ride. I want to be on my bike, I want to be out riding. All through the racing years, just wanted to ride. And then it got kind of weird during the racing years, like around 85.
Mm-hmm.
I was riding free agent at the time.
Right.
And free agent had decided, because I was sitting national #1 cruiser, like, hey, we could turn this guy into a national #1, rider for free agent. So let's do this. Well, they started putting a lot of effort into that, and I'll be honest with you, I faltered under the pressure.
Really?
I did, and the pressure was a little bit much. I didn't really believe in myself that I could do it, even though I was sitting #1. I just didn't really believe it. And then also the team manager was kind of he was an old Army guy, so he was pretty serious about it, and he wanted to turn that team into #1 team. And in order to do that, there's got to be some boundaries and rules. And one of the things he wanted was us not to talk to our competition. I mean, those are my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
those
weird.
Are you know how it is on the road.
He didn't want you to talk to your competition.
No, he didn't want us to talk. You can talk to him when we're not at the races, but at the races we're all business. I'm like, man, this is when I get to see them.
This is weird.
Well, I understood it, but it was a little much for me because I'm all about having a good time and playing. And also, I was a show off at the track.
Yes, you were.
They gave me the nickname, the Grandstander.
You haven't done any grandstanding for us, Gary. What's the scoop? There we go. Number 1. There you go. 14-1.
Okay, Gary. How you doing?
In the ABA days.
That's a perfect name.
Yeah, it was, because I'd be leading a race.
Gary the Grandstander, Laurent.
Yeah. But I'd be leading a race, and I'd either wheelie the finish line or do a jump, during the race, and I got known for that, and people would look for it. Like, hey,
Right.
Gary's getting ready to race. Let's see what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
But then the team manager was like, and the sponsor was like, no more of that. That's over with. You can't do that anymore. It's like,
Isn't that weird?
Well-
how it comes full circle?
it is, because as a racer, I understood it because that's what they wanted. They were business, but because of all that that race monotony, I started looking for another way to ride. Instead of training on the bike, instead of doing starts all day long and doing that kind of thing, I went over to Mike Buff's half pipe. Mike Buff was an old freestyle rider, a legend in freestyle.
Yes.
One
Had
of
his
the
grips,
first.
I think.
Oh yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike Buff had a half pipe in his backyard, and I knew Eddie Fiola really well, and we would go over there and ride Mike's half pipe or Upland skate park. And I did the freestyle riding just to play, just to get away from the, that seriousness of racing. And I wound up getting good enough at it to where I got me a job here in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
you did.
I did.
And you were riding in...
Splash at the Riviera Hotel. It was a show that was there from 85 until 2001, I think, is when it ended. So I had a 22-year run. I was in that show for 4 years as a BMX rider. Then I got let go because I fell in the audience. Dude, I was doing
Are you serious?
I fell in the audience. Dude, they had a 6 foot wide half pipe.
I remember, yeah.
pipe was 6 feet wide, 8
I
feet
watched
tall.
you do it a lot of times.
Okay. Well, mind you, the half pipe was on the edge of the stage. Like basically, the half pipe edge was where the audience was. I mean, their heads
So
were at the bottom of the
sketchy.
ramp. So sketchy. 6 feet wide.
Oh.
And on the other side of the ramp was a curtain at the edge of the ramp. So you had exactly 6 feet width to ride in.
All right.
So if your handlebars scrape the curtain, you know, it'd mess you up. Or if you get close to, you know, when you get off, like whoa, 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 you know, try and put the foot out to try to, you know, balance yourself. That happened many times, and I told them, hey man, I could use a little more room. Sorry man, we don't have it. You have to do it out there. And then after the number before mine, they would throw water on the girls. All right.
We're gonna try this one on you. Splash! Oh yeah, you like that water, huh? Thank you for that hair in the face. How you doing tonight? Pretty good, huh? Did you get wet?
And then they would go out there and mop it up real quick, and I had to go out there and ride on a wet floor, 6 foot wide half pipe. And
Really?
I did that for 4 years with no mistakes. I mean, a couple here and
Dude,
there,
that's
but
solid.
nothing bad. That's pretty good.
They never had any water on the girls when we were riding. MGM.
MGM. No, that's no. They didn't have that budget at MGM. Yeah. But yeah, so I did that for years, and then I fell in the audience that one time, and they let me go. And then I moved to Northern California, and I was a ditch bitch. Basically, I would follow a tractor with a shovel and
make
move
it
dirt.
sweet.
Yeah, there was no X Games or none. You know, the only contests going on at the time were KOVs.
Right.
And
King of Vert.
Two-hip King of Vert finals. Today,
Back from Las Vegas.
plenty of speed now setting up, and there it is. 540 for Laurent out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He loves it.
Yeah, King of Vert, and I could only go like, you know, once a year because it was on the, you know, west side of the country, and I would do that, and I always did pretty well at those. I mean, you got second or, you know,
The east
third.
side, Midwest of the country, right? Is it Oklahoma?
No.
Oh.
KOVs were all over.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, they were
Oh, okay.
on both sides of the country, but he would have, there were only 6 contests a year. There'd be one on the west coast,
okay.
one, you know, somewhere mid, somewhere north, somewhere, you know.
I've never even been to one.
No, you wouldn't have. It was a half pipe contest.
Yeah.
But those contests were the only thing going for a long time. But did that once a year, and practicing was getting hard to do because there was no local half pipe to ride when I was living up north. So I gave up on that and moved to where'd I go? Oh, San Diego.
Ah,
Yeah, went to San Diego.
doesn't suck there.
No, it doesn't. Then I got a job at SeaWorld.
SeaWorld doing.
Yeah, doing the show over there. Dave Norrie, he had to go on tour for Haro, and I took his place. This company that hired the riders found out about me, and they put me in there. And then the staff over there really liked me and my how I worked, my showmanship and everything. And he asked me to stay. I was like, "Are you sure? 'Cause isn't Dave coming back?" I don't know. I don't think so. And like, what? So it was kind of a weirdness a little bit. Like I was the guy that came from Vegas that came to town and took someone's job.
Oh,
So it's kind of.
oh damn! So
I got kind of beat up for it.
Really?
Yeah, people didn't like me, and then
from Dave Norrie? You took
Not
a job?
Norrie. I kind of did. Yeah. I
Man,
mean,
you're a dick.
I know. I didn't mean to. It just happened that way. I mean, they asked me to
Oh.
stay, and here I am
Did you
living.
call Dave and ask him, or
Actually, he called because he was on tour, and he got back and he called me. Hey, I thought you were leaving. It's like, yeah, dude, I didn't. I didn't know I was gonna stay.
were
but
you
they
guys
asked
friends?
Me to. No,
Oh.
we didn't really know each other. But
Oh.
after that, I mean, when I started getting other gigs like spot dates,
Uh-huh.
and I always hired him to try to make it up to him. But dude, I took the man's job. I mean, what can I?
Yeah.
It was messed up. But I'm living in my van. I got no
Yeah.
other aspects, and they're asking me, Gary, we want you to stay.
Is he killing it at the time?
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing, right?
No, was he killing it at the time? Like, was he making money somewhere else?
I guess on tour with Haro, but
Yeah,
that's only
so
in the
then-
summer.
So he's doing
Yeah.
his thing. So it
He
wasn't
was.
like, at
Well,
the end
it
of
was
the
a
day-
bump, dude. It was a straight up bummer because all
Yeah,
the other
that does suck.
all the other riders in San Diego that knew about this, I got, I wasn't thought of very fondly because of that.
Damn.
But that's what I do. I'm a show rider. I mean, I
Right.
find a show and I do shows, but there's no way to sugarcoat it. Dave Norrie, I'm sorry. we're friends now. We're good now, but
Yeah.
back then I'm pretty sure it was rough. And
That sucks.
dude, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry.
That's cool though,
And-
man. That's cool that you saw that and that you admit that and that you checked yourself and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
that's the story. Like,
Well,
it sucks.
it's not a proud moment in my
it's all
life,
right.
but
Yeah, that's
you know,
cool.
But yeah, but since then we've gotten along great, and we've seen each other
Dope.
many times, and it's all been good. And
Good God, Dave.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for being understanding about that. I'm sorry. So from San Diego, I tried to come back to Vegas because the show ended, for me over there. The City Streets show ended.
Right.
Came back to Vegas and got a job as a laundry sorter at the Hilton.
You're kidding.
No, I was a laundry sorter.
So were you doing that when I met you?
No, I didn't meet you yet. No.
Okay.
So laundry sorter at the Hilton. Rough job because I was the only English speaking person there
Right.
that only spoke English, rather. And those guys would try to mess with me. Like, I would just keep to myself, do my job, but then they would, like change logs in the computer and say, hey, that new guy did it. That guy messed up the logs, and I kept getting blamed for things. And there was a guy working with me there, a young guy who was ex-BMXer who started riding BMX again because we met. We started going to the trails and everything, Honda Hills, and the kid had a great time.
Right.
Well, he was at lunch one day and overheard some of the guys talking about how they messed me up, and he told me about that, and we told the supervisor, and the supervisor's like, oh my, because she yelled at me about it too. Long story short, I could have sued the Hilton for all kinds of discrimination and everything. They even told me, my bosses told me. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Just let me go. I'm not welcome here. Just let me go. Chalk it up the experience, move on.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what am I gonna? It wasn't their fault. I mean, it's just some guy made it. Decided he wanted to mess with me, and for whatever reason, and
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah,
after that
happened to me a couple times.
yeah, just lately,
Yeah.
didn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't. You look for that book, right?
Yeah.
After that, I went to Japan to start riding the Globe of Death. And while I was in Japan,
I remember when you were in Japan.
yeah, and that's the thing. You guys were racer kids when I
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
any
yeah.
of you. The Pat crew. All those guys. I didn't know any of you other than you guys were at the track. Then I hear from Josh Levitas, because I was keeping in contact with him. He goes, dude, there's a bunch of guys doing flips and all kinds of, what? Because Vegas had like 2 freestyle riders when I left.
Right,
Me and
right,
Josh.
right,
and a flatlander named Aaron Tomsich.
Right.
Who, we were the only 3 guys
We were
riding.
dirt jumpers, but we were dirt jumpers. Like, we weren't freestylers. Like,
No,
you
but
guys
you
were
guys-
the freestylers, and we were dirt jumpers out
Right,
here
yeah.
in the middle of the desert. Nobody even heard of us.
But you guys are racer kids that
Like-
started doing the dirt jumping.
Yeah.
And man, apparently, and I'm hearing from Josh like all this talent, and he's telling me names like you and Eric and Sturts, and I mean Lupo, and there's a slew of you guys, learning how to ride, and he's telling me about this like,
Jonas.
what, in Vegas, man? Jonas, yeah, Andy, but I could not believe when I got back. Oh, you guys were so amazing, man! All these,
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I was bummed because I was the king of Vegas when I left. I mean, nobody was better than Gary there, and I came back being mediocre. Like you guys were so good and flipping stuff and 3-in sets, and like it was amazing the talent you guys had, and I had no idea you guys existed. And then of course when I got here, I said, oh man, I gotta start doing shows with. I gotta get these guys in the shows. They're so good.
Oh,
And that's when I
you hired us.
Yes, that's when I started hiring you guys. I hired I'm not gonna name names, but I hired a couple of the Pat guys once, but it didn't work out so good. The client got a little upset with them because of their antics off the show. And
Damn it, Dishaw.
yeah, okay, let's not name names, Eric Deshaw.
Yeah.
So, but then I hired you, and I took you to Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
I took you to Arizona.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, dude,
That's
that
when I
was
met
a fun
Travis
trip.
Chiprez.
Exactly, Travis was
And all the boys.
started working for Specialized then,
Yeah.
and
That's how I got on Specialized.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Travis,
For real?
I told him, dude, you got this kid coming.
That was in February.
I'm bringing this kid TJ, and you got to see him ride. He's amazing. Oh, I heard of him. So he was jazzed to meet you.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, so that was a fun trip, though, man.
You got me a job.
I guess I did.
Thank
in a
you,
way.
man. Yeah.
But yeah, that was an awesome trip, and like I said, you got to meet Travis and got on Specialized, and
The rest is
and then,
history on that.
Yeah, and then also who was there? Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Fuzzy was there, and we did like a jump demo.
Yep.
All three of us. That was fun. That was too.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's when I met Mike Sinyard, who owns Specialized, and then he said, yeah, we're putting together a BMX team, and Travis Chiprez was like, I'm putting together a BMX team, I want you on it, and that was a wrap.
Yeah. Dude, I was so stoked for you.
Sick.
Jealous a little bit, but also so stoked because, dude, I knew you deserved it, and you were going so far above what you mean. At that time, you won King of Dirt. I think that was.
Yeah, that was in 95.
That was right around you
Yeah.
won King of Dirt. Yeah.
1995, I won that, and then.
But then you were so loyal. You kept doing shows for me, even though you were working for Specialized. I mean, hey TJ, I got this show. Doesn't pay very much, dude. I don't want any money. I'm there.
Yeah.
Dude,
We
you
did
no matter
shows.
what, you would still do the show.
I still
Then-
do. I still will.
Yeah, you still will. But then I drug you in on that MGM thing, and I apologize for that, because that was kind of a mess.
That's all right. It was
Yeah.
fun, man. We got to watch the dancers. And
They
it
were
was
cute,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, we rode a little bit, and that, I liked it. It was a good experience.
Actually, I met my now wife there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of left a bad taste in your mouth, I know, because that giant contract and all this weirdness.
Yeah. All the show money. and
Yeah, it was
they kept
really-
it, and sometimes it was like this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah,
And I
I'm sorry.
almost
I-
became a pirate.
That's right. You were
I
training
tried
to be a
out
pirate.
for the
Yeah.
pirate show at MGM. I was going to be a pirate, but turns out I can't be a pirate.
You can't.
You can't
the
have a
water's
baby
too cold.
face.
I can't have a baby face and
Nah.
be rough and tough. He's
They're
not
like,
believing it. Huh?
They weren't having it.
That's
So I
funny.
was like, I don't know, 18 years old or 19 years old, and they were like, no, sorry, dude. That was a wrap, though.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
now what's the future for you?
Future, man. Actually, I've been selling off my equipment. I haven't been doing shows much at all.
Right?
I get calls from like John Parker and and people like that. Hey, I got this show. You want to do it? Like, and the reason I'm kind of not into it because any given day I wake up and something's wrong with me, meaning like my ankle hurts or my ribs hurt, or like my shoulder doesn't work, or
I wonder why.
I don't know, something to do with all this surgeries and
Damn.
being old.
Yeah, the walk from my bed to the bathroom to take the morning piss is so brutal.
It's so far
It's
over
so
there.
brutal, yeah, dude.
Oh man.
That I've come up with a thing that's like, and it involves a Gatorade bottle right next to the
But dude,
bed.
I thought I was suffering pretty bad when I was in my late 30s, and you guys used to make fun of me. Oh man, Gary's 35 and still
Yeah,
doing this.
dude, I
and now
know.
look where you at. You're 40 now, are you?
40.
40. You can be 41 this year. That's
Yeah,
right.
dude.
Yeah. So I mean, think about that. You're older than
So
I was
crazy.
when you guys
Way
thought I was
older.
old.
Way older.
I know.
I'm like 10 years older than I thought you were old when I met. Like,
And then to think that, I'm still riding a bike and
dude,
still playing.
you're still killing it.
Well,
You're killing it.
I had to let go of some tricks. Like for example, no-handers. When I try to swing out a no-hander and bring it back, my shoulder goes.
Yeah.
I can't get it back. Turn downs are getting tougher because the way you bend. My knee doesn't straighten anymore.
And how old are you right now?
51.
51 years old,
Yeah.
still banging them.
Well,
Nice work, dude.
they're not as clicked as they used to be, but they're still pretty good.
Still doing it.
Yeah, trying.
Inspiration.
Well, I'm trying to hang on to it.
I appreciate you doing this thing, Gary.
Dude, no problem.
I won't take any more of your time because you might get fired from Slayer.
from Slayer. I know. I gotta go out and dig some more.
So, have fun, man. Thank you so
Dude,
much,
always a
brother.
pleasure.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yes, Gary Laurent.